Hello, I am Miss Ann, and welcome back to Speedy Science. Each week in this program, we do a fast and fun science activity that you can fit into your busy schedule. For today's activity, we are going to be making a balloon rocket. For this activity, you will need a place to hang your string. Make sure you have a caregiver's permission. A piece of string, a balloon that is not inflated, a piece of straw, some tape, and a piece of paper and a pencil. First, take your string and connect it securely to one end. You can tape it to a wall or tie it to a chair or doorknob. I decided to tie it to this chair. Make sure when you pull on it that it stays so it's nice and snug. Then, go ahead and mark where you want your string to end. Hold your string nice and tight. I know I want my string to start around here, about this armchair. Then, go ahead and take your balloon and inflate it. You can do this one of two ways. You can either inflate the balloon and then take the straw, or take the straw and then inflate the balloon. Do whatever works best for you. Don't be embarrassed if the straw falls off a couple times. That happens. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down. Then go ahead and inflate your balloon with one gulp of air. And if the air bounces back out, that's okay too. Just try again. Then, make sure you pinch the end of the balloon shut so it doesn't deflate. Then, go ahead and take your string and put it through the center of the straw so it comes out the other side. This can take a few times, so don't worry if it does. Then, go ahead and pull the string so it's nice and tight, and let your balloon go. As you can see, my balloon went about half of the string. So I'm going to take the balloon off the string and then write that down. My balloon size was small, and my distance was half of the string. Then, go ahead and gently peel off the straw and the tape. Make sure that's still stuck on there nice and tight. And now we're going to repeat this with a larger balloon. This time when you inflate your balloon, inflate it with 2 big puffs of air. Are you ready? There! Now you have a medium-sized balloon. So once again, go ahead, keep the straw taped down onto the balloon, nice and tight. Take your string, and pass it through. Then, pull it back. Make sure your straws pop down nice and tight. Make sure the straw is pressed down, and then let your balloon go. And it went about the same distance this time. It went about half of the string. So take it out and write that down. My balloon size was medium, and my distance was half. Now this time when we inflate it, we're going to inflate it with a big gulp, with 3 big gulps of air to make the largest balloon we can. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take our straw, press it down onto the balloon, then take our string and put the string through the straw. I'm going to take this, pull it nice and tight, and then let it go. Woo! And there we have it. The balloon popped off at the end, but it went all the way to near the end of the string. So I'm going to write that down. It was large, and the distance was almost to the end. And there you have it. Now you saw our balloon rockets. Wasn't that cool? Now that we saw what happened, let's talk about why. When the air escapes the balloon through the end, it creates something called thrust. Thrust is what then propels the balloon forward and makes it move along the string. When you add more air to the balloon, it creates more thrust when it exits. That's why the largest balloon moved the furthest. And if you made an even larger balloon than that, it would move even farther still. Isn't that cool? Thank you so much for joining us for this week of Speedy Science. Make sure to send us a picture of your balloon rocket and email us if your results were the same or different than ours. You need to send those emails to the Alsop Library's Youth Services email address. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye! Hello, I am Miss Ann, and welcome to this week's bonus activity. In today's video, we've used balloons and a piece of string to make rockets. And then we changed the size of the balloon to compare how far the balloons flew. Another way you can do this experiment is to keep the size of the balloon the same, but to use different kinds of string. In today's video, we used kite string, but some other types you can use would be gift wrap ribbon or yarn. To do the experiment this way, use the same length of string and tie each piece of string to the same place. Then, keep your balloon the same size and see how far the balloon flies on each kind of string. What results do you get? Be sure to email us and let us know. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye!
Hello, I am Miss Ann, and welcome to Awesome Books We Think You'll Love to Read. In this segment, we'll talk about different books that we think you will love. You can check out all these books from the Alsop Merrimack Park Public Library's Youth Services Department. To get these books, you can either come into the building and go down to the kids department and get them off the shelf, or you can place them on hold either online or by calling the library for curbside pickup or home delivery. Please contact the Youth Services Department for more information. Our first book today is My Rainy Day Rocket Ship by Marquette Shepard. In this book, a young boy has a big problem. It's raining outside, so he needs to play inside. But what should he do? With a few materials he finds around the house and some help from Mom and Dad, this kid might just create an out-of-this-world adventure that goes all the way into outer space. You can find out how he makes his very own rocket ship in My Rainy Day Rocket Ship. Our next book is Go, Otto, Go by David Milgram. In this book, a young robot named Otto wants to go home and see his family. But how can he get there when his home is on a different planet? By building his own spaceship, of course. But building a spaceship is harder than it looks. Can Otto find his way home? Find out and Go Otto Go. Our next book is Blast Off by Nate Ball. This is the first book in the Alien in My Pocket series, and it stars a boy named Zach and an alien named Amp. One night, Amp crash lands into Zach's bedroom. And at first Zach is scared until he realizes that Amp is just a few inches tall and can't actually hurt him. Amp needs to go home so he can give his report on what humans are like to his council, but there's one small problem. When he crash landed into Zach's bedroom, his spaceship broke. Can Zach and Amp fix the spaceship so Amp can get home? Find out in this hilarious book, Blast Off. Our last book today is How to Build a Fizzy Rocket by Louis Schurz. This book goes over how to do a really fun science experiment where you get to make your very own rocket that flies in the air. The book talks about the different materials you will need, how to do the experiment, and how the experiment works. This is a really fun rocket, so I hope you get a chance to do this activity. Remember, you can get all of these books and a lot of other great books about rockets too from the Alsop Merrick Park Public Library. Please contact the Youth Services Department if you need help finding these or any other books. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye!